course, yeah.
He's like, perspiration already, and we're 3 minutes into the show. He understands. So, I think sometimes maybe I'm short-sighted that just like my mom used to make me have brain food before a big test every day that I should eat before the show, but it makes me tired that early. So what I normally do, David, is I'll have a granola bar around 7:15, and then it's like me constantly coughing it up like throughout the show because it gets stuck in my throat. I'm not drinking enough water. So don't do what I do. And Evan eats the exact same thing at the exact same second every single day. Right in the 7:15 a.m. break, he eats this chocolate muffin, and he shoves it in his mouth, and like the 2.5 minutes that we have in commercial break, there's debris everywhere, but he eats the same thing at the same time every day.
Boy, you waited 3 minutes to destroy me today, right? You got right to it. I mean, really, it's remarkable.
Yeah, good to be with you, Evan.
Yeah, I mean, my God. I also do eat a granola bar on the way in at like 3:55
Oh, I
every
didn't know
day.
this about you.
Yeah, and a granola bar and coffee, very healthy.
Yeah, I just don't want to be hangry. I don't want to be yelling at Evan at the 9.
Well, you know you're going to do that anyway, but whether you're hungry or not.
Like for the show, though, David, that might be the best thing. is for you to be
Okay,
angry.
all right.
Okay,
This is
all right,
wonderful.
I can't believe the Knicks. We need to get you angry. That might work for us.
Okay, so the Cavs are great right now. 109-94, 37-22 is their record. Same with the Knicks. They beat the Knicks last night. They're both tied for 3/4 in the Eastern Conference. Knicks have the tiebreaker right now. Cleveland is 13-2 in their last 15 games, 6-1 with Harden. They're on the right track, right? They're on the right track. I don't understand why we are propping this game up as it's so important. And again, not that we shouldn't talk about it. There's a reason I'm saying this. I thought by firing Tibbs, the Knicks told us nothing in the regular season mattered anymore. Is that not the case? I thought they told us, judge us in June. Why am I judging them now when they're not beating good teams? I thought they told me I'm not supposed to care about that stuff.
But shouldn't you be concerned that could be an indicator of what will happen in the postseason?
No. I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm a Heat fan. My team stinks. But I don't think regular season matchups definitely indicate what's going to happen in the postseason, David. I just don't.
Well, if I'm the Knicks, I do have to hang on to that as like the hope because they've been looking bad against the teams. Last year, they were in the same position. They were getting smoked by the good teams. The Celtics were beating them by like 25 points every time they played, and they beat that team essentially in 5. The Pistons were beating them in the regular season. So if you're the Knicks, that is your hope, but you're not good enough to do that, though. Like you're not good enough to be a wait till June team. Like that is for championship level teams or teams that have won already. Like if I'm looking at Denver needs to get healthy. I believe that Denver will pull things together towards the end. OKC, I will believe that they can pull things together May or June. The Knicks are not good enough for that. They don't look like a team that can just up the ante come playoff time. Like it happened last year, but I don't see that happening on a consistent basis, especially when you have other teams who are getting up for these matchups and they're basically punching you in the face. You have Karl Anthony Towns putting up 5 shots against Cleveland. Like that kind of stuff is concerning, and it's long-term type of concerning.
Yeah, I get it. But a part of me is saying this in a way that, like, the Knicks are looking at themselves as a finals or bust team. Mm-hmm. And I was not against the idea of moving on from Tom Thibodeau, that I thought he got the most out of the group. He's one of these coaches, almost like Sean McDermott for me with the Bills, where it's like, I look at him and I say, maybe time's up with this team, but the next day he should be hired by another team, right? Like, I just think it's not one of these, he should not be a head coach in the league. It's just maybe this mix is done for now. So Mike Brown is actually, people don't acknowledge this for some reason. Mike Brown is a more proven NBA coach than Tom Thibodeau. Mike Brown has been a coach of a team in the NBA Finals with the Cleveland Cavaliers that outside of LeBron James, and I know that's a big outside of, that team was not overly impressive. So and he was great early on with the Kings. So I'm not going to sit here and destroy Mike Brown by any stretch of the imagination. What I'm going to do is ignore the regular season because I think that's what the Knicks told me to do. And you got fans like Nuno, our producer, who's sweating over what's happening last night as if it's some big game. It's big for the Cavs because it's early with Harden, 6-1 with him. But for the Knicks, no, I'll judge you in May or June. I'm going to judge you in May or June. And you better get to June. You better get there.
But
well, the problem with the Knicks though is that when you look at it and you look at the Mike Brown stuff, and you can when I'm looking at them, you try to look at rotations and scheme and all of these things that are what's going on. It's really effort. Like it's really like the Knicks are just not trying hard enough, which is the problem. Like when they're winning these games, Karl Anthony Towns is getting in the paint. Mitchell Robinson staying out of foul trouble. OG, those guys are playing defense. They're moving around. when I'm watching them against the Pistons earlier this week, or last week, and I'm watching them against the Cavs, they just are not putting the effort in. And to me, that is a problem. Like that, I don't care what you say about June. That is a huge problem that you're not putting the effort in these big-time regular season games.
Yeah, shouldn't that be a huge red flag that if you're not doing it now and a season after you had the most success your franchise has had in a quarter century and your head coach gets fired because ownership is telling you it's not good enough? If effort is lacking in any way, how can I default to you and think that you're just going to find that when it matters? How am I going to default to you and think that you're just going to be able, in your first season with this person as your coach, to be able to turn it on when it matters? To David's point, you can do that with OKC. You can do that with Denver. I could do that with Steph and the Warriors if they got in that position, because I've seen it before, and I know that they know how to do it. What about this Knicks team? This specific group leads me to believe that they know how to turn it on when it matters.
I don't think you should. What I'm telling you is they're telling you that they're going to, because they're looking at themselves as a postseason team. I think, and how many times we see regular season teams in all sports kind of, coast until the postseason. And they're like, oh, we're a postseason team. We're in the postseason. It's like, now it's time to turn it on. I'm not suggesting the Knicks can do that. I'm suggesting by the move they made that what they're telling you is we just got to get through the 82 and then worry about the postseason. That's what I think the move was that they made here.
Well, so I recently just saw a clip. I was reminded of this. The KD Warriors, they were playing Denver a few years ago, and Denver kind of had their number in the regular season. The Warriors were tired of it, and they put 51 points up in the first quarter, because that's what the KD Warriors did. But, like, the Knicks at some point, even if it's your mentality that we're better than you and we're going to beat you in May and June, at some point you got to put some of that fear, or you got to put something like that in the regular season to say, look, Detroit, you've beaten us by 30 points in 2 games so far. You don't have Duren playing. I'm going to show you and remind you guys why we beat you last year. Hey, Cavs, you got James Harden, and you feel good about that. We're going to beat you and put a little bit of doubt and put a little bit of fear. That's also what championship teams do. Yes, sometimes they turn it up in May or June, but along the way, they play the guys who are like their competitors, who are nipping at their heels, and they say, wait, let me remind you what we will do to you once we're at full strength. And the Knicks just have not done that yet. They have not shown up for these games to say, hey, when we come playoff time, this is who we are. They just haven't done it yet.
One other thing from the NBA from last night, and this is going to end up being a big thing probably. We'll talk about this as the show progresses. Down 110-109. To the Orlando Magic. The Los Angeles Lakers had one final possession. It was drawn up for Luka. He passed up not one, but kind of 2 open threes to give it to LeBron, who had a fadeaway 3 falling out of bounds that he missed, that Orlando won. Very odd sequence, very odd passive nature from, I don't mean personality-wise, I mean on the court, a passive nature from Luka that gave LeBron a bad shot, falling out of bounds, and Luka had multiple looks. Smalls is seeing this, and literally, you just said, ooh, it was like you were grossed out by this.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that.
Smalls is grossed out by Luka. I like it. She's grossed out by Luka and the way in which he passed up the threes. Next year is Luka's first year with the Lakers. That's how I look at it. This is not his team. He's acting like it's not his team. Wow,
you're being very deferential. This year's not Luka's year. It's next year. The Knicks, I don't need them to win now. We just need them to get it done in May and June. You're just really putting everyone on a truncated or on a delayed timeline.
Yeah, Knicks in May. Knicks season doesn't start till May. Luka's season doesn't start till fall 2026. Got it. We got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
I can't tell if she just gave the word of the day and she slipped. I don't think.
I was thinking about it.
That seems like too easy of a word.
Truncated.
Yeah. I can't. I can't. She messed up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say word of the day.
It is not the word of the day.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
Wow. I don't need to wait till May and June. Huge win for me, because wait until you hear what the word actually is. You could have won the week, because you were up 2-0.
David Dennis Jr. is wearing a shirt that says Reed. I don't know what it says over that. He is as smart of a person that's ever been on